Welcome to the 5th video in the 7-part series that we are getting into on the 7 tips for dealing with the police. My name is Zachary Divelbiss. I'm a criminal defense lawyer here in Phoenix, Arizona. These 7 tips should be able to help you and anybody else in the unlikely but very real possibility that the police make contact with you. An encounter with law enforcement is stressful and even frightening experience for most people. The following guidelines will help you in your dealings with law enforcement in most situations. And if the encounter evolves into arrest, please contact us. We're an experienced criminal defense law firm. We've dealt with all kinds of these situations before and want to help you. So getting into the 5th part of the 5th tip that we have here, critically important. And this headline here hits it all. If the officer is asking for your consent for anything, it is likely that they have no other legal grounds to conduct a warrantless search. Here's what the rule is. Here's the tip. Never consent to a search. Never consent to a search. That line above there said it. The second to last line here says it. Let's get into it now. The 4th Amendment of the Constitution protects citizens from unreasonable search and seizures. Warrantless, so without a warrant, searches are deemed unreasonable. However, there are many exceptions to the warrant requirement. I go over them in some of my other videos. One method that officers have of getting around the warrant requirement is to solicit consent to search from the suspects, from you. During a traffic stop, for example, an officer may ask, "Do you have anything illegal in the car?" Or they might counter say, "You don't have anything illegal in the car, do you?" And your common response should be no, of course not, officer. You should never admit to having something illegal. But the answer should always be no, of course not, officer. But then the officer will try and trick you. The officer will say, "So you don't mind if I look around then, right? So you don't mind if I look in your car, do you?" And at this point, you might already be outside of the vehicle. And so you might say, "Oh shit, I don't want to get arrested." So you give them permission. Well, this is a trick. This is a ploy. If the police have to ask you to look around, your answer should always be no. So here's what you do. You do not fall for that trick. You confidently say something along the lines of, "I do not wish to have my privacy invaded, and I would like to be on my way." Or you confidently, assertively, politely say, "Officer, I don't consent to a search. Officer, I don't want you to search my vehicle." Okay, this is very important. You don't say, "Yeah, officer, you can search the trunk, you can search, the back seat." You say, "No, you cannot search anything." If the officer continues to request permission to search, make it absolutely clear that you will not consent to a search of any kind without a warrant. Even if the officer goes and gets a warrant, at that point, you still say no, you do not wish to consent, and you let the officers do whatever they want to do. You hire a lawyer to help you at that point. And this is the most important part again. If an officer is asking for your consent, for your permission, then it is likely that he or she has no other legal grounds to conduct that search. So do not give the officer any attempts to get around that and to allow them to violate your constitutional rights that you willingly give up. So very important here. Number 5, never consent to a search of your house, a search of your car, a search of anyone else's property, a search to look around the curtilage of your house, the backyard, the front yard, the side yard, a search of your pockets, a search of your backpack. The answer is always no. And then you assert your other rights. We're going to get into your other rights. Please stick around for those videos. If you haven't already, watch our other previous videos too, because they're very important in how you should be acting and the other things you should be saying. Never consent to a search. I hope you all learned that right here and you never have to say that you didn't know this. So many of our clients that we represent every day in court here in Phoenix wish that they knew this, wish that they had just audibly said the words no. instead of going along with it, instead of being tricked. I don't want you to be tricked. If, however, something like this happens to you and your case is ongoing or you just got arrested, please contact me. Give us a call. That way we can get you a free consultation. Thank you, and I look forward to the next videos, and I look forward to you learning more.